Good. How y'all doing? It's your boy Nate Biggs. You know what it is. Always holding it down like regular. For real. But today we're gonna talk about a smooth little topic. This topic is all based on what they call the occult. OCCULT. Right? So the occult just means hidden. Means something that's hidden. And the best way to hide something is to hide it in plain sight. Right? And the best way that they bury lies is, in libraries or libraries. You feel me? Go check out the research. So go to your local library and pick up some books and learn about history or his story. And then from history, learn about the things that are not given to you, which is called a mystery or my story, right? And that my story is really first-hand knowledge of research, where you go to certain places like, say, ancient Egypt, or you go to South America, or even in here in the Americas. Take a trip around, you know what I mean? See the different, monuments like in DC, and see what is going on with the, artifacts and the architecture. See that the arcs and, you have pillars, right? And everything. And most buildings look like castles or were made out of stone. That's where you start with learning about the hidden things that are hidden in plain sight. Like on our dollar bill, for instance, it has a pyramid with an all-seeing eye, and everybody understands what that means. But some people might, look at it in a negative way because they don't understand what it really means. But I'll tell you what it means to me. It just means that you have what is called a pineal gland. If you look at your nose, it's a pyramid, right? And inside the third eye right here is known as your pineal gland. So in a way, it's kind of like the same way. It's right in your face, but you don't even understand it, because it's meant like that. Things are better hidden in plain sight, and that's what the occult is. So basically, ancient, civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Sumeria, they had groups of individuals known as magi or magicians. These magi were also known as, sorcerers, or another term were metaphysicians, or another term were gnostics. That's Gnostics. And these gnostics, they dealt with basic initiations and rites of passages that dealt with in tune with their higher selves, and alchemy is just transmutation or changing uh, matter into another form. And you see that through what we call physical science, right? You see that we have elements, and with more electrons at the outer shell, a new element is formed. Well, that's the same thing and the same principle. And there's, the world that we live in is all based on frequency, electromagnetic resonance and frequency, which exists inside your heart. And your heart basically pumps blood. So that's a form of magic too. You know what I mean? And which is called plasma. That also is plasma in the sun, right? Blood plasma, sun plasma, all is one. It's the same concept, same thing, because we get our light and our energy from the sun. Everything that lives and grows is coming from the sunlight. You feel me? And everything inside you is the same elements that are found on the periodic table chart of elements, right? See what I'm saying? So you're a carbon-based being. Carbon is life, and anything with life, you know what I mean, has the existence to exist, right? So you see, that's all magic. That's all hidden because you can't really see it. You know what I'm saying? You can't see inside your body, but it's in plain sight because you are your body. So you see what I mean? So that is a cult in itself. But we like to use a term that's better, fitted for that, and we call that metaphysics. Metaphysics just means the changing of physical matter. Simple. So, metaphysics is written in that same way and for fashion. Like for the basic understanding, we'll just use the Bible, which I coined term, and I got it from the 5% of Nation of Gods and Earths. They say Bible, which is an acronym for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. And in the Bible, you have prophets. And these prophets, they perform many different miracles, from Elijah to the prophet Abraham, to Moses, Solomon, David, but especially Moses. He parted the Red Sea, But here's a good prophet. His name, or the Son of God, also some will refer to. We will call him Yeshua the Christ. He basically, turned water into wine and fed people, with breads and fish. You know what I'm saying? He resurrected the dead, and he gave sight to the blind. You see what I'm saying? So all of that, you could coin term that as a way and form of magic, or the magi. And some say that the magi are still around, Gnostics are still around, and they have all this basic understanding out there in the internet. When we look at the internet is based off of ether, because when you plug up your cord, known as an Ethernet cord, into your computer, that gives you connection through the telephone lines, then you're using ether, you're using plasma, you're using energy, electromagnetic frequency, and vibrations. It's all synonymous, but we just use different terms and names, and we don't see what's hidden right in plain sight. right in front of us. So the occult history of origins of humankind is that basically it started with civilization. When civilization was constructed, it was constructed with a great architect's mind. You know what I mean? Providence. It was constructed with men's minds being sharpened tools to be master builders. And then they came together and they worked in peace and harmony because all was one and all was well. But what occurred is, conflict, it causes war, causes destruction, but then they rebuild and they build and destroy. And when they build and destroy, they build new things. uh, Basically, you have a lot of different what we call societies of secrets that keep certain knowledge of alchemy and principles of alchemy to themselves, not because they're trying to hog the information, but you have to prove yourself worthy by doing the research, by first picking up the books to really go search and look and learn. One of the books that you can definitely pick up right now is known as the Kabbalion, of the three initiates of Hermetic philosophy. That'll break down some knowledge and get you into understanding the principles of mentalism, because everything is mental in the universe. You see, everything is mental. There's never been a time you've been outside your body except when you sleep, and when you sleep, you have dreams, and those lucid dreams of becoming your greatest self, which is your ether body, right? Your etheric body, because everything and all is always inside you. So even when you're viewing me right now, you're still inside yourself, right? So that's the mental plane. And like I said, the name of the book of the Kabbalion, Kybalion, right? That's a good book to start at. Another book, if you want to learn about the esoteric, which is the inside principles, is the Kabbalah, Kabala. That's mysticism that deals with what we call the tree of life, which is you. You're a walking, talking tree of life, because you're just like the trees, and we have a symbiotic relationship with trees, right? Because we give them the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, they give us the oxygen, because all is one. You know what I'm saying? All is well, and that's how we do it. You know what I mean? So ancient Egypt, they dealt with initiation and rites of passages of being your greatest self. So I want y'all to go do that research, and I'll hit you back on the next ride. Always a pleasure. Take care. Nate Biggs, out. One. All is one. All is well. Peace and love.